The GTX 1070 is one of NVIDIA's two new Pascal GPUs. According to NVIDIA, it outperforms all previous generation GPUs at the very attractive price of under $400. In this video, I'll be taking a look at Zotac's aftermarket offering for the GTX 1070 and see what the experience of using the card is like. Opening up the box, we find the driver installation CD, two dual 6-pin to 8-pin adapters, and the card itself. Taking a look at this card, we can see it features a gray plastic cooling shroud with carbon fiber looking accents. Within that shroud are two 100mm fans, and at the top and bottom are two frosted pieces of plastic. These have RGB LEDs behind them and will light up when the card is running. On the top is the Zotac logo, which also features RGB LEDs behind it, along with two 8-pin power connectors. On the back, it has three DisplayPort connectors, one HDMI and one DVI-I. On the back of the card, we can see a nice metal backplate that wraps around the front and the side of the card. Printed on the backplate is the Zotac logo in white and two yellow stripes. Although I like the look of the stripes, yellow isn't a very common color in PC hardware and could clash with some color schemes. It would have been better if they were a more neutral color like white or black. Plugging the card in, we can see those previously mentioned RGB LEDs light up. And after installing the Firestorm software, we can change the color to one of 7 colors: yellow, red, green, teal, blue, pink, and white. I would have liked to have seen some sort of RGB slider in the software to give more color possibilities. Some colors aren't currently possible, most noticeably orange. We can also change the brightness and choose from 3 LED effects: breathing, strobe if you want to channel your inner rave while doing sick 360 no-scopes,
oh baby, it's triple!
And cycle, which cycles through all 7 colors. The Firestorm software Zotac provides not only gives you the ability to change the LEDs, but also to overclock, flash the BIOS, and change the fan settings. Overclocking is simple, giving you the ability to increase the GPU's power, memory speed, GPU speed, as well as overvolt the GPU, which does not seem to void the warranty. At least it isn't mentioned in the provide paperwork, so I could be missing something. The fan control enables you to set a manual speed, let it work in auto, which allows the card to shut off the fans when it isn't our load, and advance, which lets you set a custom fan curve. The fan curve settings aren't that great, as they only let you change the fan speed in 10% increments. This is quite a large jump, and some finer control would have been nice. Using a fan curve, you also lose the ability to shut off the fans completely, the lowest setting being 10%. As for performance, it has a default clock speed of 1607 MHz and a memory clock speed of 8000 MHz. The card has an advertised boost clock of 1797 MHz, but my card was able to turbo boost up to 1987 MHz. With this card, I got a Firestrike score of 15,000, and in GTA 5 I was able to stay above 60 FPS on very high settings at 1080p with no problems, and frequently hovered around 80 to 100 FPS. Temperature wise, the card stays at about 33 degrees over ambient and idle, and under load it ran at 50 degrees over ambient with the fans at 75%, which although isn't unbearably loud, is definitely audible and is far from silent. So the Zotac Amp Edition GTX 1070 seems to be the same as any other GTX 1070, but with a loud but stylish and effective cooler. Its default clock speed increases are nice but aren't necessary if you're willing to overclock, and it doesn't really offer anything different than the other aftermarket coolers offer. But if you like the look of the card and don't mind the noise, it's a perfectly fine choice.